Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great day today. I want to kind of continue on to with the theme of my contest. If this is not another contest, but I'd like to see your guys' inputs as well. Where I had songs with days of the week and songs with great outros. Well, the great Chris Brophy from Musically Obsessed went a little further with that, and he chose um, songs with great outros that end an album, which I thought was amazing. That's a great way to do that. So I thought, what a great idea to show songs, great songs that end an album. Maybe not with great outros, but just great songs that end an album. It sounded easy. It wasn't necessarily that easy because there's so many great ones out there, and I didn't want to choose the obvious ones, or tried to choose. I did choose some obvious, but tried to choose songs that were unique and different, albums that were unique and different, the endings of the albums, but a song that is fitting, that finalizes an album. That at the end of it you say, "Wow, that was a great song or a great album," and it's a fitting song to give it closure. And I think I've done okay. I've got about 10 with a couple of honorable mentions. Before I get into it though, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you to all that have liked and subscribed so far. I greatly appreciate it. I want to continue to put great content out there to be informative and to show you guys some great bands and artists that I have in my collection. So this first one, this gentleman was never big on fame and fortune, but the album that I'm going to be showing you kind of took care of that and shot him to stardom. He was formerly of Stealers Wheels. A big hit for them was Stuck in the Middle with You. This is Gerry Rafferty's City to City. And the last song on the album is Waiting for the Day. Of course, it was in amongst some big hits off of this one. You got The Ark and Baker Street and Right Down the Line and so on and so forth. It definitely shot him to fortune and fame. But great song to end an album. Great boogie woogie piano, straight ahead rocker. Rafferty's vocals are clear and up front. It's a timely song. It's a great song. I've kind of created a Spotify playlist. I won't play the whole thing, but just to give you an idea of what a little bit of the song and what it sounds like. Great vocalist. Great guitar work as well. Fitting song to end an album. Waiting for the Day from City to City, Gerry Rafferty. This next one I chose, had to go with CD on this one. I've got a couple of CDs, they're not all CDs, mainly vinyl. But big studio album for these guys, the 11th studio album, released in 1983. One of my favorites. I know a lot of people don't think that way, but I do. But everyone has their own opinion, that's cool. This is 90125, Yes. And the song Hearts. Wonderful suspenseful synthesizer on it, leads into the great vocals by Trevor Rabin, and then it blends the vocals of Rabin and John Anderson together. Amazing way to end a big album. It really is positive and uplifting. Just a cool ending to a pretty big album for the band. You can't go wrong with Yes on anything. I'm sorry, but you can't. Next, one of my favorite bands, and I could have chosen many albums from this band. Basically, the first 10. After the first 10 albums, I didn't follow Chicago much. mainly because of the loss of Terry Kath. I think his input onto these albums were just remarkable. But from their sixth studio album, Chicago 6, released in 1973, this is Chicago's Feeling Stronger Every Day. A fitting song to end an amazing album. It's written by Peter Cetera, and the music was written by James Pankow. Reached number 10 on the Billboard's Top 100 pretty much right off the bat. It was a song about Cetera's marriage breakup, and he went through quite a bit of a hard time, but then he started to feel stronger, and he wrote these lyrics down, and then he heard James Pankow riffing away at these musical, what turned out to be an amazing album and song, and the two got together and created this wonderful, wonderful song. So, Feeling Stronger Every Day. Love the intro. Great guitar work at the end, and great drums by Danny Serafin. Just a wonderful, wonderful album. Feeling Stronger Every Day. Another amazing album from, again, another favorite of mine. This is Asia, Steely Dan, and the final track on the album, Josie. This album was released in 1977. It's an amazing song. Funky groove, ends with an amazing guitar solo by Walter Becker. I didn't realize it was Walter Becker playing on this, but this is on ABC Records, which is kind of cool. But yeah, one of my favorite albums by the band. Just funky groove. So funky, but a great way to end an album. Great way to end an album. From Trick of the Tail, released in 1976, Genesis, Los Endos. Peter Gabriel had left. Phil Collins became the vocalist. It was a song, that was written by the whole band. Opening piece was written for a different song, a song called It's Yourself. It continued to be a live favorite up until they eventually broke up. Mostly an instrumental song with some amazing keyboards, bass, and guitar work. It's just a wonderful, wonderful way to end an album. Los Lobos from Trick of the Tail. Los Endos. Endos, not Los Lobos. Los Lobos is a great group. Los Endos. Just an amazing album. One that you may not think of, but I just picked this up the other day, and I'm really getting into this album. This is Roxy Music off Manifesto, and the final track is Spin Me Round. Manifesto released in 1979. It's an end of a slow. This is a sleeper kind of song. It's got a slow tempo piece that's just awesome. Showcases Brian Ferry's vocal range. Got a nice melodic hook. and again, a great way to end an album. Something that I wouldn't have normally chosen, but yeah, it's a cool track. Doesn't matter. There's a nice fade out. Cool track to end an album. Great album too, by the way. Manifesto. Another one that you wouldn't think of, maybe you would, I'm not sure. This is off of Stranger in Town, Mr. Bob Seger, and the famous final scene. Just a remarkable song. He really concentrated on getting the song just right, and he wanted to create a song that would stop the show with a sensitivity. Most concerts end with a bang. He wanted this one to end with giving the audience something to think about. It's a magical and dramatic song, concept of relationships being wasted. Such a soulful song as well. I'd simply love it. It's a beautiful song. I'm really getting into Bob Seger. He's a great artist. He really is. They will rise and fall again. Beautiful vocals. And you knew them all by heart. Yeah, I wish I could play the whole thing. This is on the remastered version. They become two different songs, but on the original album, I think this is the original album, one of them anyway. It's called Paradise the Spell, from the 8th studio album by Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards. A freaking remarkable, I don't know, what a way to end an album. First part starts off with an acoustic folk mode, and then slowly builds and adds layers of organs and electric guitar until it becomes this great slow-tempoed rocker. And the second half, great organs and awesome solos by Ken Hensley, and it just slowly builds and crescents. It's just remarkable. As I said, the 2017 remaster becomes two separate songs, but on the album itself, it was a one song. They just kind of split it in two. Love Uriah Heep. Love him. This next song is off an amazing album. Kind of a fitting song to end a fitting career, and it's just a remarkable piece of work. It's just truly amazing. Off of Rush, Clockwork Angel. Clockwork Angels, I apologize. It's the song The Garden, which is on the last studio album, and also the last song on the album. Released in 2012. It's a fitting end to their last studio album, as I said, and the last song on the album. Probably the most beautiful song in their discography. Definitely on this album. It's a reflective look back at the end of a journey. Apparently the guitar solo by Alex Lifeson was an original demo that he created in Geddy Lee's house, and it was so good they didn't want to duplicate it, so they just went with that demo. And that just shows the talent of Alex Lifeson. So if you've seen the YouTube live version, I've had a chance to see these guys live during this concert. You're so fortunate, but it brings tears to my eyes every time I watch the video of it. I can't play hardly anything, but what a song to end an amazing album. It really is. Couple of honorable mentions. I already included this in my great outro video, but I had to show it as a great way to end an album. This is Brothers in Arms, and the song Brothers in Arms, a truly haunting song. The guitar work in it is just remarkable. Again, it becomes a spiritual song at one point. It's just truly amazing. It's just awesome. I won't talk too much about it because it gets me every time I talk about it. And finally, another honorable mention. This is Days of Future Past, the Moody Blues, including Nights in White Satin. It's off Durham Records. What else can you say about Nights in White Satin? I think he was 19 or 20 or when he wrote this, Justin Hayward. A truly remarkable song that and it's a beautiful love song as well, even though he was going through a breakup at the time, if I was reading this correctly. But yeah, again, I'm not going to speak too much about this, but just a great fitting way to end an amazing album. Concert favorite, obviously. So there you have it. There's some great songs to end great albums. I'd like to hear yours. Please feel free to join in. It's not a contest, it's just a fun thing to do. But I'd be curious to see what you guys come up with. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for the great comments and the likes and subscriptions. You guys are just truly amazing. I love the vinyl community. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.